So today we are going to be creating a collage, and we're going to be focusing on gratitude. So get yourself 4 pieces of paper, choose one for your background, and then take the others and fold them so that you create 3 sections on your paper. Unfold them and you have a crease, and I want you to cut on that first crease while your papers are still stacked together. That will give you 3 smaller pieces of paper in different colors. Now you're going to use the feather images from the lesson plan, and you are going to draw your feathers on your paper. You can use crayons, you can use oil pastels, whichever you prefer. So look at the image of the feather. It can be an abstraction of the feather. It doesn't have to be, a realistic image. This is clearly a project where we're using lines and shapes to make an abstract design. And while you're working today, I want you to be thinking about gratitude and what you're grateful for in your life. So you can see as I'm drawing my feathers, I include these little triangle shapes on the edges of the feather at the top. And if you've ever really studied a feather, you know that sometimes the feather will separate in little spots. And it's one of the unique things about a feather that helps make the bird aerodynamic, but it's also a neat thing to include. And you'll see later when I cut my feathers out how I cut out those shapes as well. And then I want you just to have fun using lines and shapes. Make sure you draw the center part of the feather, and then use different lines and shapes and just fill up your feather. Be creative and have fun with your use of color, and just enjoy the process. Now you're ready to cut out your feathers. So take your scissors and cut carefully along the edges of each feather. After you cut out the basic shape, I also want you to go back and cut out those little triangular sections that we talked about a little bit earlier to help create some of the design in a way that it looks like the texture of a feather. So that's an option of something that you can do. You'll cut out each feather and then you're going to glue it onto your background paper. Now you want to lay your background paper on your table and play around with where you want to place each feather on your paper and apply glue on the back. You can use any type of glue that you have. If you have a glue stick, I do recommend it for this project. Make sure that you have your feathers in the position where you want them before you glue them down, and just flip them over and put your glue on the back. And then you can turn them back over and they will be fixed in place. If you find that your feathers fall off your paper, then you need to do one of two things. You need to either apply more glue or maybe hold them down and apply a little pressure. Maybe count to 10. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take some little pieces of paper and I want you to write a word that represents something that you are grateful for, a person, a place, a thing. I chose my family, my friends, and puppies. Those are things that I am very grateful for in my life. So use the slides in our lesson plan today to help you really be thinking about gratitude. Think back on the books about gratitude and thankfulness that you read in this lesson and just take note of those things in your life. You can write them directly on the feathers, or you can write them on separate papers and then glue them on. I hope you'll share this artwork you've created with your family, and I hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.